Frank Swiggin. And the remaining judges are turn judges from Florida, David Weller. From Florida, Jim Chemmel. From Florida, Stephen Plapp. From Florida, Joe Glennon. From Florida, Bob Griffith. And from Florida, Carrie Showalter. Round of applause for all of our officials and judges of the swimming event. Right now, would like to direct your attention to our coordinator, the swim competition director, Shar Sorensen.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome for being here. I'm really glad that you're here. I've been doing these meets since it started in 2010. This is, out of all the meets I do, my favorite meet, and I think we are just so special to have people here. There's a special introduction I want to make because this person is pivotal to what we do. This is my dear, dear friend, Ellie Marks. Let me just say something quickly about Elizabeth Marks. A wounded warrior, still serving in active duty, and a Paralympic swimmer. She started her adaptive sports journey at the 2011 Warrior Games, and then at 2016 Invictus Games. She then made the 2016 Rio Games, where she won gold in the 100-meter breaststroke and bronze in the 4x100 relay. It is her life's work to share the healing powers of adaptive sports and swimming with all of her brothers and sisters in arms. Let's give Ellie a very, very warm welcome. Again, thank you for coming, and we're going to have a great meet.
Excellent. Thank you, Shar. What do you think, Brooke? Are you ready?
I am ready, and I think it's really important that when we get into competition today, you guys sitting on the far side, our fans, we need you to get into this. As a former competitive swimmer, I know Ellie can nod on this. We can hear you in the water, and it helps us so much when everything in your body hurts and you want to quit and you're only halfway down this pool. So fans, we're gonna have music. Jeff and I are gonna do our best to get you into this, but please do not think we do not wanna hear you. Please be so loud that you can hardly hear us. Woo! All right? Let's have fun today. Woo!
All right, so this is what you'll hear. You'll hear the athletes to come out, they're called to come out to their respective lanes where we will introduce what athlete is in what lane. Then you will hear myself or Brooke say, Mr. Referee. Once you hear that, we will call for silence. The athletes will then hear a short whistle that indicates them to get ready and prepped. They'll hear a long whistle. That is their signal to approach their block. Then the starter will take over. They will hear.
Swimmers, take your marks.
Take your mark. The bell will go off, and that is where we will release the energy. Let's get right to it. Our first heat, the women's 50-meter freestyle, class 5.0. Please approach your lanes. In lane 3, representing SOCOM, Lauren Montoya. In lane 4, representing the UK, Caroline Buckle. And in lane 5, representing the U.S. Marine Corps, Tisha Knickerbocker. Mr. Referee. And they're off. This is heat number 1 of the 2019 Warrior Games. And it's Knickerbocker out in the lead, followed by Montoya from SOCOM and Buckle from the UK. It is an all-out sprint for 50 meters.
Let's hear it for them. This is when it starts to hurt. We want to get loud. Push them on. This is the event that starts it all today.
And it's Knickerbocker, Montoya, Buckle. Round of applause, folks.
Let me into something new. Let me through the deepest water. I promise loud to carry on for you.
All right, let's keep moving. It is time for heat number 2 of the women's 50-meter freestyle 5.0 classification. Brooke and I will be telling you a little bit more about the classifications of our athletes here at the swimming competition of the Warrior Games. But athletes in heat 2, please approach your lanes. In lane 2, representing SOCOM, it's Rhonda Keister. Lane 3 from the U.S. Marine Corps, Annika Hustler. Lane 4 representing the U.S. Navy, Esther Stevenson. Lane 5 representing the U.S. Marine Corps, Beth Grauer. Lane 6 from Canada, Laura Livesey. And lane 7 from the U.S. Air Force, Kristen Morris.
I carry on for you, to carry on for you.
Mr. Referee. And they're off. This is heat number 2. Class 5.0 women's 50-meter freestyle.
All right, fans, so the time to beat set in our first heat was 36:46. Let's hear it for the girls in heat 2.
Look at Livesey from Canada. Look at Morris from the Air Force.
It's gonna be close.
Unofficial Livesey, Morris.
Lane number 6 finishing at 37:51.
Wow.
Lane number 2 just under 40 seconds, 39:84. Awesome job, girls. Fantastic.
Well done, ladies. time for the 50-meter freestyle. For the women, 5.5 lower classification. Athletes, approach your lane. In lane number 2 from Canada, Marion Kelly. Lane number 3 from Australia, Norelle Mason. And from the Army in lane number 4, it's Tiffany Rodriguez Rexroad. Lane number 6 from the Army, Casey Turner. And from the UK in lane number 7, Lindsay Kelly.
Reminds me of the good old times. You dance just the same, like you did when you were mine. Can I hold you close, even if it's just one night? If I stole your heart, would it be the perfect crime?
Mr. Referee. And they're off. $50-meter freestyle, women's 5.5 lower classification. And another close race. That is Kelly from Canada with a slight lead over Livesey.
Who's got the afterburners to finish strong?
Kelly and Turner.
Great race, finishing and touching. Unofficial, of course, lane 2, 36.42. Right behind lane 6, 36.88.
Wow, look at that. Well done, Casey Turner from the U.S. Army.
Come on, let's get loud for Navy. Bring her home. Come on.
Who is that? Tiffany Rodriguez Rexroad from the Army. Come on, Tiffany.
She stayed strong the whole way, guys. Let's let her hear you when she finishes that wall. 5 meters to go. Swimming strong.
And she is
Way
in.
to go, Tiffany.
You were right.
That away, folks.
Sorry that I made you die.
Great heat. Well done, ladies. All right, heat number 2, the women's 5.5 lower 50-meter freestyle. Athletes, approach your lanes.
When you move like that, reminds me of the good old times. You dance just the same, like you did when you
Heat number 2. Women's 50-meter freestyle, 5.5.
Even if it's just one night, if I stole your heart, would it be the perfect crime?
Let's welcome in the ladies in heat 2 as they walk past our fans. Let's get them riled up and ready to go.
Away, come on folks, make some noise. 5.5 class, heat number 2. Let's meet our athletes. In lane number 1, representing SOCOM, Letty Vega. Lane number 2 from the Army, Shirley Morales. Lane number 3 from the Army, Kaya Costanzo. Lane number 4 from the UK, Gemma Kimball-Stevens. Lane number 5 from the UK, Claire McCauley. Lane number 6 from Australia, Bridget Baker. Lane number 7 from the US Air Force, Blanca Vaquero Cruz. And lane number 8 from the Army, Cinnamon Wright. Mr. Referee. And they're off. It's a 50-meter sprint. This is heat 2, 5.5 class. Come on, folks, make some noise.
The time to beat from the first by Casey Turner was 36:88. Shirley is looking really strong in lane 2. I watched her walk in with her good luck charm tight in her hands, reminded me of Amanda Beard, back qualifying for her first Olympic Games with the huge teddy bear. Great finish.
And is that Australia in lane 6?
7. Lane 7, 40.18.
Blanca Vaquero Cruz to take the heat. And who is that? Is that lane 5? Come on, folks, cheer on. 5 meters. Wow. Well done. All right, let's bring up our next heat. Women's 50-meter freestyle combined. This is 5.5 class as well as 4.0 class. In lane 3 from the U.S. Air Force, Michelle Prindle. Lane 4 from the U.S. Army, Tosh Mendoza. Lane 5 from the U.S. Army, Maya Gordon. Lane 6 from the U.S. Air Force, Heather Wright. Those are your 5.5 class swimmers. And in lane 7 from the U.S. Navy, class 4.0 swimmer, Raina Hockenberry. So just want to say, Brooke, so in this event, the 5.5 class, Warrior Games record set back in June of 2018, 36.72 by Audra Lyons. That is the Warrior Games record. Athletes are at their lanes. Mr. Referee. And they're off. Oh, wow. We had goggles pop off, but nonetheless, she keeps going.
The strategy here, 50 freestyle, I don't know if there is one other than to go all out. Move the arms as fast as you can go, kick the legs as hard as you can. Put your head down when you get under those flags and try not to take a breath.
And it's Prindle of the Air Force. Look how close. Well, lane 7, 4.0 swimmer, Raina Hockenberry, crushing it. How we looking, Brooke?
We look great right here in lane 3, 44.59, the winning time. Then as you mentioned in lane 7, that's the 4.0, so that's an official time for her, 52.40 that she'll have to stack up in that category. So great swims for those ladies.
Well done. All right, our lanes are clear. Now we are on to the women's 6.0 class. This is heat number 1, still the 50-meter freestyle. Let's meet our swimmers. In lane number 3 of the U.S. Air Force, Shante Gonzalez. Lane number 4, representing SOCOM, Victoria Olani. And in lane number 5, representing the U.S. Marine Corps, Sarah Bala. Mr. Referee. Gonzalez, Oldani, and Bala in this heat. chasing a games record of 33:02 set just last year by Kira Levine. Gonzalez out in front. The battle is for second in this heat between Oldani and Bala. And it's Gonzalez.
37-63.
Wow, and it's Bala, followed by Oldani.
Finishing second, 42-92, and rounding out that heat with a great time of 45-30. Great job, ladies.
Brooke, what was that lead time on that heat?
37-63.
37:63, the time to beat. In our next heat, women's class 6.0, 50-meter free. Let's meet our swimmers. In lane 1, the U.S. Air Force, Lisa Goad. Lane 2 of Australia, Vanessa Brohill. Lane 3 of the UK, Emma Templeton. Lane 4 of the U.S. Air Force, Christina Coble. Lane 5 of the U.S. Air Force, Lisa McCraney. And lane 6 from Australia, Amanda Scott. Mr. Referee. And it's Goad, Brohill, Templeton, Coble, McCraney, and Scott. Look how close.
You've got 3 here swimming neck and neck. Notice they're looking over, breathing, they're watching what each other's doing. This is where it's tough. Who has it to finish strong? This is gonna be close.
Look at that.
Christina out of lane 4, 37-26. Second place in that heat, lane 3, that was Emma at 37-32. And 37-82 finishing third. What a close race that was. Great job, ladies.
Great
that is
heat.
now the time to beat going into heat 3, 37-26.
That is the time to beat. What an exciting heat that was. Great job, athletes. And it's heat number 3. Women's class 6.0, 50-meter free. Let's meet our swimmers. Lane number 1 from the Navy, Elizabeth Smith. Lane number 2 from the Army, Angela Hewson. Lane number 3 from the UK, Danielle Stevens. Lane number 4 from the US Air Force, Melissa Nueva. In 5 from the Navy, Lauren Gonzalez. In 6 from the Air Force, Roanne Leitz. In 7 from Canada, Jennifer Sizer. And in lane 8 from Canada, Frida Van Putten. Mr. Referee. Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Fans, we know you're really into this, but it is so crucial to be quiet for the start. Let these athletes get in the zone, and then as soon as they're off the blocks, you can turn that volume all the way up.
And they're off. That is a clean
Now
start.
those athletes want to hear you. Let's get loud. Heat 3 of 3s in the water. The time to beat, 37:26 from the second heat.
Look at Houston. Look at that. She's chasing this record. Too close to call for second of the heat. Houston is in.
33:50. Fantastic. Just off the record of 33:02. Fantastic swim.
And now she's bringing in the rest of her competition. Round of applause. What an exciting heat. Women's 6.0 class. So before we start with the men, Brooke, we want to talk about the classifications of our athletes. I've got Ellie, right, who has competed as well. Ellie, let everyone know, a general 30-second overview of the classifications of our athletes that we're seeing compete here today.
Obviously, you're going to see a lot of different amputations. You're going to be wheelchair users, people with AFOs, people with ambulatory aids. But the important part here at Warrior Games is the fact that our brothers and sisters get to compete against each other and show everybody what they're capable of and not what they're not capable of. This is beautiful. This is a family. It doesn't matter what class they are. They're going to get in this pool. They're going to represent their branch and their country. And they're going to shake each other's hand because that's what soldiers, airmen, Marine, that's what SOCOM's going to bring to the table. So classification, no classification, visible and invisible wounds. These are our brothers and sisters, so let's cheer them on. Woo!
Well said, Ellie. And now with that being said, time to bring up the men. The first of our men in the 50-meter freestyle. Combined, we have multiple classes swimming in this heat. Let's meet our swimmers. In lane 1 from the Army, it is Joel Rodriguez, class 1.0 swimmer. In lane 4, class 1.5 swimmer from the Navy, Austin Parker. In lane 6, class 2.0 swimmer from the U.S. Marine Corps, Mike Nicholson. And going head-to-head in class 2.0 from the Army in lane 7, Matt Lammers. Mr. Referee. And they are off. Look over here. Lane 6 from the Marine Corps, 2.0 class, Mike Nicholson.
He's in a great rhythm right now, Jeff, after the 25-meter mark. Fantastic here. Let's hear it, guys. It's been all about the ladies, but now it's time for the men to show their stuff. What a great race we have here.
Come on, folks, make some noise.
This is tough, guys. Last 5 meters. Let's get loud. For the 2.0, that's Michael in lane 6. Michael Nicholson, 53.64.
Come on. Come on, let's bring him in, folks. That is Rodriguez of the Army in the near lane and the far lane. Nicholson from the Marine Corps. Lammers from the Army in this far lane. Give it up for heat number 1, men's 50-meter free. Wow.
Fantastic job. I also want to make an announcement. Michael Nicholson just broke the classification 2.0 record. Former Warrior Games record, 105.25 from last year. Michael just swam it in 53.64.
He crushed it.
Crushed the record from last year. Congratulations. Outstanding job.
Nice job, Mike. As our athletes of that heat exit the water, we're going to meet our next heat of swimmers. Again, combined heat here. Multiple classes. And as you heard Ellie, our swimmers are classified from 1.0 to 6.0. The higher the classification, the higher level of functionality of the body. So right now we bring up the 2.5 class in lane 3, representing SOCOM, George Vera. In lane 4, representing the U.S. Army, Brent Garlick. They will go head-to-head in the 2.5 class. In lane 6, starts the 3.0 class from the Air Force, it's Garrett Kuwata. In lane 7, from the Marine Corps, Isaac Blunt. And in lane 8, from the Navy, Anthony Deely. So for the men's 3.0 class, Kuwata, Blunt, and Deely head-to-head. Mr. Referee. This is a medal heat. In the near lanes, they are going head-to-head for the gold and the silver. In the far lanes, these three competing for gold, silver, and bronze in the men's 50-meter free. And look at Kuwata out in front, followed by Blunt, and then Deely in class 2.5. It is Vera, followed by Garlick. Kuwata is in.
And that is the unofficial time, under 40 seconds, 39.76. followed by Isaac, 48.90 in lane 7. And I want to point out that we've seen a lot of our athletes doing maybe not what you think is standard freestyle. But remember, in freestyle, you can do any stroke as long as you're not touching the bottom of the pool. So we've seen a lot of athletes doing backstroke. We see a double arm, almost butterfly stroke on their back. That is legal in freestyle swimming. In lane 3, that was for the 2.5 classification. George finishing unofficial, 1:16.56. Let's get Anthony to the finish. About 10 meters to go. He can hear you guys. Let's help him finish this race. Just under the flags.
Look at that, and Deely is in.
Awesome.
Well done, gentlemen. All right, Brooke, we are still on the 50-meter freestyle for the men, class 4.0. This is a medal heat. 4 swimmers, let's meet them. In lane 3 from the Navy, Gabriel George. In lane 4 from Australia, Rai Showcroft. In lane 5 from the U.S. Air Force, Lucas Purser. And in lane 6 from SOCOM, Steve Carmen. Mr. Referee. And they're off. George, Shawcroft, Purser, and Carmen. And look at Shawcroft from Australia. Inches behind is Purser of the Air Force. Or Carmen from SOCOM, excuse me. Shawcroft, Carmen. Looks to be in that order, Shawcroft and Carmen, and now competing for the bronze, George and Purser. Keep cheering, folks. Purser is in. And George is in.
Fantastic job.
Wow. Brooke, talk to me about time.
All right, this is our second record that goes down Today, Rye from Australia, the former record, 40.27, crushed it by almost 5 seconds, 35.48. Fantastic job.
I believe that is the second record broken at the 2019 Warrior Games swimming competition. Well done to all of our athletes. Continuing with the men's 50-meter free. 4.5 class. Let's meet our swimmers in lane number 2 from the Marine Corps, Carlos Jimenez. Lane number 3 from Australia, Nathan Parker. Lane number 4 from SOCOM, Brant Ireland. Lane number 5 from Australia, Mark Daniels. And lane number 6 from the Air Force, Seth Pena. This is a medal heat, Mr. Referee.
We're going to take this opportunity. We got a little bit of downtime, and I have the opportunity to speak to Colonel Harbaugh, who is the director of the entire Warrior Games, who is here this morning cheering on our athletes. Can you just tell me, through this week of competition, we're in week 9, just the inspiration of all of these athletes that you've seen in all sports, all classifications. I mean, the dedication and the will to never give up. I'm just almost speechless watching here today.
Well, we've always known that these athletes aren't going to allow themselves to be defined by the injuries that have befell them. The game shows that every day. I'm certain that everybody that's attended the Warrior Games has been inspired, which was our motto for this game, be inspired. But also, we can't thank the folks that have come out enough, because you're inspiring us as well. You're inspiring our athletes and our families, and I hope you got as much out of it as we got out of you.
Can you tell me just where these athletes, I mean, for some of them, this is their first time possibly seeing a 50-meter pool, or if they were running track. How do you guys kind of give these opportunities to these veterans, those that have served for us and kept us safe in this country, and they're continuing to represent us in such an amazing way and bringing the fans into it?
It's a long, hard process. We use sport as a rehabilitative tool. So these guys are exemplars. These guys and gals that are out here as part of these teams are exemplars of larger programs and thousands of wounded, ill, and injured across our services and special operations and the nations that are out here. So it's a tough process to get selected for the team. Once you're on the team, you want to do well. Obviously, get out here and compete, get your juices flowing, try to represent well. But the main thing is that they are, in fact, standard bearers for so many behind them that we hope to see in games to follow.
One last question, because we have Ellie here today. She has shared with us the story that this is where she started, was at the Warrior Games, had never swum before, and went on to go represent in the Paralympic Games. So what can we do, and how do we inspire these athletes to take the next step? What comes after Warrior Games, and what doors open for the opportunity to actually compete at an Olympic Games?
Well, one, continue to support the Warrior Games, as well as the Invictus Games when it moved to the international Wounded Warrior competition level. But the other thing that we really need the community to do is provide outlets for sport so it's inside the fabric of our nation, so that it's available to them wherever they live, wherever they ultimately retire to and move on, because we have to keep them playing. Not everybody can move on to the Paralympic level. We'll have some that do so. We'll have some that move on to other international competition levels. But we want to have sport available in all its formats for everybody, regardless of what their disability or adaptation requirements are.
Colonel Harbaugh, thank you so much for being here, supporting these athletes. And as a native of the Tampa Bay area, I'm so honored that the Warrior Games have come here and been at venues all across the Tampa Bay area. Thank you. We're going to get ready for competition.
All right. Again, men's 50-meter free, 4.5 class. This is a medal heat, Mr. Referee. And they're off. Come on, folks. We're cheering for another record to go down in this heat, 4.5 class for the men. Australia is out front, but not by far. It looks to be Parker, and then Daniels, and then Ireland from SOCOM pushing to get in the medals.
Australia is pushing hard to go 1-2 in this heat, Jeff. And there's your winner, Nathan, lane 3, 34.99. His teammate, Mark Daniels, out of lane 5, 35.55. I like those times, 99.55. Great job.
And here on the far side,
keep the cheers going until our last competitor finishes. Let's let him hear him when he touches that wall.
And Pena's in.
Outstanding. Great job, fellas, great job.
All right, we're gonna meet our next heat. Men's 5.0 class. This is a medal heat. In lane number 2 from the Air Force, Byron Brightman. Lane number 2 from the Army, Paul Riefke. Lane number 4 from the Army, Tim Baumke. Lane number 5 from the Air Force, David Snyder. Lane 6 from the Army, Ross Allewine. And lane 7 from the UK, Joe Preston. Record set in 2015, 31.11. Mr. Referee. And they're off. Allewine in 6. Look at that pull.
Just under 16 seconds at the 25-meter mark, charging for that record, 31.11. That's a fast time. It's gonna be how he finishes this race.
And the Army's got it.
35.09 out of lane 6.
And that's Brightman and Preston finishing strong. Brightman's in, Preston's in. All right, up next, men's 5.5 lower. Multiple heats of this class. In heat number 1, lane 3 from the Army, Jonathan Alexander. Lane 4 from Canada, Robert Gagnon. Lane 5 from Australia, Brendan Hardman. And lane 6 from SOCOM, Clay Pendergrass. Record set in 2015 of 29.96 by Mike McFall. Mr. Referee. There they go.
All right, as Jeff said, multiple heats in this classification. So heat 1 will set the pace, what heat 2 and heat 3 are gonna try to beat. And we're not playing around here.
Look at Pendergrass from SOCOM.
Sitting high up in the water all the way through underneath the flags. 30.66.
Wow.
SOCOM, Clay out of lane 6. That is the time to beat now for heat 2 and 3 as they get ready for their race.
That's a great first heat. Heat number 2, men's 5.5 lower. Lane number 1 from Australia, Peter Brown. Lane number 2 from SOCOM, Chase Tanton. Lane number 3 from the Air Force, Byron Brightman. Lane number 4 from the Army, Shannon McClemens. Lane number 5 from Canada, Lawrence Christensen. Lane number 6 from the UK, Ben McComb. Lane number 7 from the Army, Jorge Rodriguez. And lane number 8 from the Marine Corps, Dustin Kosar. Mr. Referee.
All right, Jeff, we saw that great swim by Clay in the first heat. You know, he's living here locally in Tampa, so I have to say he's a hometown guy now.
Oh, yeah.
And he said a tough time to beat for these guys.
Look how close this heat is. Come on, folks. Make some noise. Too close to call. I'm over to you, Brooke. Another fast heat. Men's 5.5 lower.
31:57 out of lane 4 was our winning time for that heat.
So Pendergrass still leading 5.5 lower. One more heat for the men's 5.5 lower. They are approaching the lanes now. Let's meet them. In lane number 1 from Australia, Daniel Cochran. Lane number 2 from Denmark, Paul Lang. Lane number 3 from the Army, Austin Harwick. In lane 4 from the Navy, Dakota Hollingsworth. Lane number 5 from the Marine Corps, Mirari Hernandez. Lane 6 from the Air Force, Brian Bibiano. Lane 7 from Canada, Patrick Gordon. And lane 8 from the Marine Corps, Steve McKay. Mr. Referee. And they're off. They are chasing Pendergrass for the gold. Look over here in the far lane. McKay, too close to call. What do you got, Brooke?
It's from here. Lane 8, there it is, unofficial 30.36.
That's
so
the
that
Marine
is the unofficial
Corps.
fastest time.
McKay from the Marines, lane 8. And we've got Canada, Gordon, still pushing. Make some noise, folks. And Gordon is in. Well done. That wrapped up our 5.5 lower athletes, and now we are on to the 5.5 upper. Just a brief moment while officials discuss. All right, now we are on to the 5.5 upper classification in the men's 50-meter free. We have 2 heats. First heat on the line right now. Let's meet our swimmers. Lane number 1 from the Air Force, William Royster. Lane number 2 from the Army, David Espinoza. Lane number 3 from the UK, John Williams. Lane number 4 from the Air Force, Larry Franklin. Lane number 5 from SOCOM, Isaiah Staley. Lane 6 from the Marine Corps, Matt Hargrove. And lane 7 from the Army, Cole McLeod. Mr. Referee. And they're off. Look in these two far lanes, inches apart. Who is that? Hargrove, McLeod. It looks to be Hargrove, unofficial. All swimmers in. Well done, gentlemen. Yeah, that was Hargrove, U.S. Marine Corps, taking that heat.
31:50 was the unofficial win time for that heat out of lane 5.
Did you say lane 5?
Lane 5.
Lane 5, that was Staley from SOCOM. Well done, SOCOM. Heat number 2, 5.5 upper division. In lane 1 from SOCOM, Philip Fong. Lane 2 from the Marine Corps, Troy Frodel. Lane 3 from the Navy, Austin Cooper. Lane 4 from the Navy, Todd Prather. Lane 5 from the Navy, Daniel Clark. Lane 6 from the Marine Corps, Fernando Andandre. Lane 7 from Denmark, Lars Steigar Hansen. And lane 7 from Canada, Jim Lothar. 5.5 upper classification, Mr. Referee. And they're off. Chasing SOCOM. Look at this. Look at this. Who is going to do it? Lane 4.
That is your unofficial top time.
Todd Prather from the Navy.
30.69 out of lane 4 from Navy.
Well done. All right, and we are on to men's 6.0 class, 50-meter freestyle. Multiple heats in this division. Heat number 1, let's meet our swimmers. In lane 3 from the Air Force, Joshua Thane. In lane 4 from the Army, Brandon Nielsen. Lane 5 from Canada, Mike Briggs. And lane 6 from the Air Force, Jason McCoy. Mr. Referee. Fain, Nielsen, Briggs, McCoy in this heat. Nielsen out in the lead, too close to call for second.
And this is 4 heats, Jeff, so this will be the time to beat going into the next 3 heats. We are not playing around with this. 30.57. Army, Brandon Nielsen sets the pace for the next 3 heats.
Wow. So Brooke, Army has set the bar where? 30.57, is that right?
That is right, 30.57 is the bar.
With a Warrior Games record set in 2015, 27.82. That was Mr. Kyle Reed. We'll see if that record holds after these next heats. Heat number 2, men's 6.0. In lane 1 from the Air Force, it's the Huff, Lawrence Hufford. Lane 2 from the Air Force, Brett Camfield. Lane 3 from SOCOM, Joe Roberts. Lane 4 from Australia, Carlo Novak. Lane 5 from the Air Force, Roger Hopkins. Lane 6 from the Navy, Joshua Cook. Lane 7 from the Marine Corps, Kyle Stilling. And lane 8 from the Netherlands, Joey Blokland. Mr. Referee. All right. Another swimmer here. Navy lost the goggles. No problem for him. He's on it.
30.57 is the time to beat. The Warrior Games record is 27.82.
Who is that? Carlo Novak from Australia.
28.28. That is now your fastest time.
Wow. Just 1 second off the record. Brooke, I have a feeling that record from 2015 may not hold. Well done, Novak from Australia, setting the bar. Heat number 3, men's 6.0. Athletes on the line. Let's meet our swimmers. In lane 1, from the Netherlands, Robert van der Hoist. Lane 2 from the Air Force, Ricardo Rivera. Lane 3 from Canada, Daniel Danduran. Lane 4 from Canada, Nick Kerr. Lane 5 from Australia, Benjamin Morgan. Lane 6 from the Marine Corps, Edward Leary. Lane 7 from Australia, Trent Forbes. And lane 8 from the Marine Corps, Pat O'Brien. Mr. Referee. Quick start. Look out here in lane 8, O'Brien of the Marine Corps. Will he hold on? Marine Corps chasing Canada. Too close to call.
Heat 304, 28.28, the time to beat. Looking strong. That's Benjamin Morgan of Australia out of lane 5, 29.43.
And Australia rocking the swim here in the men's 6.0. Hundredths of a second separating that heat. Well done, gentlemen. And it's our final heat of the men's 6.0 class. Let's meet our swimmers. In lane 1 from the Navy, Romulo Urdula. From SOCOM in lane 2, Nolan Ellis. From SOCOM in lane 3, Brian Hotchkiss. In lane 4 from the Navy, Daryl Schaefer. In lane 5 from the Navy, Jason Roberts. Lane 6 from the Navy, Aaron White. Lane 7 from Canada, Pierre Desrosiers. And lane 8 from the UK, Alexander Knox. Mr. Referee. Stand by. Lane number 1 adjusting the block. All right. Mr. Referee.
This is our last heat of the 50-meter freestyle, heat 4 of 4. Let's let them hear you. Remember, the time to beat is 28:28, set in heat 2 by Carlo Novak of Australia. Lane 2, SOCOM Nolan Ellis, 30.26 for the winner of heat 4.
Another great heat from the men. That wraps up the men's 6.0. And at this time, folks, we are going to take about a 10-minute break before we proceed with the backstroke competition here at the 2019 Warrior Games.
Congratulations to all the athletes that just competed in the 50 freestyle. Outstanding job. Let's give them a round of applause as these fellows get out of the pool. We've seen some fast swimming this morning, and we haven't even begun. We've got a lot more racing to do. All right, as Jeff said, we're gonna take about a 10-minute break. I've got some important announcements to make, but first, I want to take the opportunity to introduce an Olympic teammate of mine, friend, kind of, sorta, yeah. He used to tease me. I know my first national team trip was in '94. Eric was the veteran. I was the rookie. I got picked on.
We won't sing 16 Candles to her here today.
Yeah, 16 candles. I turned 16 on a national trip. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce alum of Michigan, Olympic athlete, friend of mine, Eric Wunderlich. So Eric, I know you've been on many of pool decks, many of competitions, spectator, athlete. Is this your first Warrior Games in attendance today?
It is. I've seen some of this stuff on TV, and it's inspiring. I know not everyone likes to use that word, but it really is. To watch these guys get out here, and gals, get out here and give it their all. Heart and soul they put into what they put into for their country and ours. We've got some foreign athletes here as well. To watch it is just great. It's really great to be dry at a swim meet too and not actually be participating.
Exactly. Like, to be hair and makeup is unfamiliar territory for me. Eric, your specialty was breaststroke. We have breaststroke coming up later in the program to wrap up the competition today. Any advice or tips that you want to give to those athletes that are going to competing in the breaststroke here today?
Sure. Get to the other end as fast as you can and try not to let the other competitors beat you. That's the best advice I have.
And I have to say, and we've heard so many talk about classifications in this, and I think Ellie worded it correctly, that we are brothers and sisters here. No matter what classification is, we are all the same. But for a stroke like breaststroke that is so much on timing and tempo, to see these athletes being able to pick up on something and kind of create that new stroke for them, again, I mean, inspiring, like you said.
Right, you know, and like you said, it's timing and tempo for breaststroke. What you don't have in those areas where you lack, they make up for in grit and competitiveness and just refusing to quit. And that's what's great about watching this thing. Whether it's on the track, whether it's powerlifting, whether it's in the pool, these guys are giving it their all. So just enjoy being here, enjoy the competition is enough for me.
Thank you, Eric, for giving us some of your time and being here today. Everybody, let's give Eric Wunderlich a round of applause. And 2 Go Blues, he said, in there. So he's stoked on that one. 2 thumbs up. All right, I'm going to do a quick picture, and then I said I had some fun announcements to make. All right, before we turn the music up, Jeff and I have talked about and announcing the records that have been broken here today. I'm gonna give you those official times and those new record holders. So in the women's 50-meter freestyle in class 5.5, the top 4 finishers were under the previous record that was set last year of 43.83. So we want to honor those 4 ladies. Finishing in 4th place was Bridget Baker from Australia Armed Forces, 42.71. Finishing in 3rd was Blanca Cruz of Air Force, her time 40.18. Finishing in 2nd was Casey Turner of Army, 36.88. And our new record holder for the 50-meter freestyle 5.5 class with a new record of 36.42, Marion Kelly of Canada.
Wow. Look at that.
Marion also, as I was looking through her bio, during these Warrior Games, competed in rowing and also sitting volleyball. So a multi-sport athlete here at the Warrior Games over these last 9 days. All right, another record to announce in our men's 50 freestyle in the 2.0 class. The former record that was set last year, guys, this record was broken on June 8th of 2018, so just over a year. That time was 105.25. Tampa Bay native, Marine Corps Michael Nicholson, 53.64 is now the new Warrior Games record. He's also a multi-sport athlete with sitting volleyball and track. So we want to congratulate all those athletes who have swum under the Warrior Games record so far this morning. We have a lot of swimming to go. I think we're going to see more records, Jeff. We've got a little bit more of a break, maybe some time to get some music and really get our fans and our athletes, our officials, and our timers excited as we go into backstroke now.
That sounds great, Brooke. Thank you for that update. How exciting to have records go down here at the 2019 Warrior Games. We've got about 5 minutes left of our break, and then we'll resume with the backstroke.